Hangout. So for next week, you'll need to turn in your first milestone. So that will be checked against what you said you were going to do in your milestone doc, right? And but you're going to be turning in to me an updated doc, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay. So as I told Stephen, if those of you that may be watching this later, if you got a low grade on your initial turn-in of your design document, if you turn it into me again, you're going to need to get an approval by updating it anyway. If you do a really good job when you turn in the updated design document and milestone docs, and you have a lot of detail in there, and fix everything I told you to, then I might be inclined to give you some of the points back. So keep that in mind. Okay. Yeah, so basically your milestone doc for this week, or your milestones for this week, should just be trying to do everything that you said you were going to do in your milestone 1 doc. And then that's kind of how you're graded. So if you find that it's getting down to the wire and you're not going to be able to make it, try to tell me, at least 24 hours in advance that you're going to change your milestones. You're going to adjust that and get me to okay it. Otherwise, you're going to be graded against what you said you were going to do. Okay? So whatever the last approval was is what you're going to get graded on.
Okay, and a quick question: if that needs to be updated for any reason, do we need to resubmit the milestone document, or is it just kind of an update by email? Or is it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think you would need to resubmit the milestone document then, which isn't a big deal because all it is a list of features basically and a little summary at the top. So, yeah.
Okay.
So basically, that you would have, I would have it in writing. What your plans are to approve or not
Right.
approve.
Right.
Okay, so do you have any additional questions? You and I have already chatted a little bit earlier, right?
No, I don't think so. Just plowing through the milestones probably be the majority of this week. What for week? So week 2 and 3 are going to be milestone 1 and 2. What's the 4th week? Is that just kind of
That's
presenting?
the,
I don't know.
that's the final turn in where everything should be completely finished, and then it will be.
Okay,
Uh, so
maybe
even
just
milestone 2, you might not have everything quite done.
okay. So any like additional last minute, um, toppings or whatever would be in the final turn in.
Final turn in, and the final turn in also you would have any changes that were made in your design docs and milestone docs would have been changed by that point. Of course, I would have had to approve those changes in advance anyway. But yeah, your design doc and your milestone doc should be complete and updated at that point with like final screens in them,
Right.
and everything should be working in the project by that time.
Okay.
Possibly even in milestone 2, there would be some things that you might not have
Right.
done yet.
Right.
So,
Right. Okay.
okay, well, if you don't have any other questions, nobody else seems to have joined us.
Mm, Let me run through this document real quick. Make sure. I know I'm gonna leave and then be like, oh, I should have asked. Uh, I guess not. For the flow chart application flow, um, is it just any possible anything that could possibly happen in the app? Is that what you mean by more detail? It just every single possible tap needs to be flowed out.
Yeah, for each screen, everything that could happen
Okay.
that should be flowed out should be between screens. Like there shouldn't just be an arrow. It should say what that arrow means. Is like, you pushed a
Yes
certain
or
button. That's what caused it to go to the other place. That kind of thing.
no.
Um,
Okay.
just if there's a pop-up, like an error. For example, if they have to enter a name and a time. Oh, somebody did just join us. Okay, who's that? Mark. Hi, Mark. Can't hear him. Okay.
Maybe.
What
So
was I
just
just saying?
any possible screen and decision. So anything that
Right.
happens at all. There's a like yes or no or an error that pops up. You push OK or the document
If
gets
they're
open.
supposed to enter like their like a time and they don't enter it, they just push submit. There needs to be some kind of a reaction
Validation.
in there of the class, and I'm not sure. Uh-oh, I'm getting how it managed to get. Probably when we switched over to FSO3, maybe it got dropped out.
Yeah, I know a lot of stuff. Even with the past classes, I've had a lot of issues like that where there's things missing that I had to get reinstated, I guess, with the new system.
Okay, well, this week we'll be building on that assignment that you did last week. Basically, bring it into a little application that actually started getting this speed. You choose came on. You have and choose calculate. Have a calculate button, and you have a button for each of your classes that you created. You can start over again if you want to. Just start from. Let's see. Did that stop? Okay, somebody muted his sound at least. I'll to him. Let's see.
Try to get them in the chat there.
Yeah. See if he has any questions or comments to make. We were just discussing. Mark, can you hear me?
Quick question. I know you have to include some screens for the design document. Is it possible to also make those screens into an application flow? Because the way I'm doing is I'm just mocking it out in like wireframes, and I could just put arrows into like the decisions, for example, like if there's a pop-up, put an arrow to yes, which screen that goes into, and then no. I don't know.
I would probably do those separately. It seems to be a little easier to follow.
Okay.
What's Mark doing?
I'm sorry, can you hear me?
There, I can hear you now.
Okay, I'm sorry. I kind of had some problems with the milestone 1 and 2. I'm in the APD. 1, I didn't. I know the what was the actual document itself, and then milestone 1, the examples and the actual templates is all I got. What was the milestone 2 about? Because I think I got docked for not even having that on there.
Well, the 2 milestone docs are to show what features you plan to have implemented by those points in your project. So the milestone 1 doc should list the features that are going to be working for the turn-in this week. And the milestone 2 doc would be what's going to be working in the turn-in the following week. Those would be features that you listed in your design document.
I think I'm still a little confused on it. Let me see if I can get this in here and see what we got here. Let's see. Did not submit milestone 2 document. That's what I got docked for this week. Now, let's see if I can screen share this possibly. And I can maybe reiterate this better. Let's see, screen share. If I can make this work. I used to love Google Hangout. It used to work really good.
Yeah, they made a lot of changes to it, so you have to kind of relearn it.
Right. It's like everything else. Okay, let's see. That's what I got on there. My software.
Well, to start with, your design document needs to have a fairly detailed list of the features that you're going to implement. So then, basically, you're just going to be lifting the features out of that and putting it into the appropriate milestone document to say, okay, I'm going to do these features the first week, and these other features will be done by the second week.
Right, but I mean, I'm still getting confused on it. That's why I sent you, and it's my fault. Like I said, because I asked for some extra time and you gave it to me. I really appreciate that because I've just been so busy. Let me see if I can pull it up here because the only ones that I got was the design document and the milestone document. Now my milestone document. Let's see, I'm pulling it up now and see if I can share it with you if you can see it when I pull it up.
There's supposed to be 2 milestone documents, one for the first milestone and one for the second milestone.
Now see, that's where I'm getting confused at because I only seen 1 milestone in the actual whole assignment unless I missed it.
I think, Mark, you're talking about the actual example document. That was just a template to use for the first and second milestone. So you could just rename one of them as milestone 1, then duplicate the document and.
Okay, well that may have been it, but I don't know. Let's see if I can do this now. Let me try this one more time. Let me see if I can screen share this and you can see it. Just what I got. And this thing is slow. I actually have pretty good fast internet too. Okay. Start the screen share to see if this will do it. Yeah, can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's. Now I'm sorry. This is the only. I mean, this is probably one of the examples. Milestone 1 is complete. I mean, this is all I had on there. Now, was I just supposed to duplicate this and to make another one like he just said and like make milestone 2?
Well, yeah, you use the same template, but you put in different things that you were planning to complete that second week.
But I'm getting confused because this is week 1. Is what I'm showing you right here. Milestone 1 is complete. Milestone description, APD. I mean, I'm supposed to have 2 milestones in the first week. Is that correct?
No.
Well, I have 1, and that's it right there. And then if you wait just a second, what I turned in. See, that's what I'm trying to say. That's why I got confused.
Okay,
I got my design document.
The first week was to turn in the design document and
That's
both
the design document right here.
and milestone document 1, or milestone document 1 and milestone document 2.
Okay, well that's where I messed up. I didn't have a milestone document 2. I didn't know there was supposed to be. That's why I was. I'm sorry. I'd actually I'd sent you. I think I know after you had gave me the extension on it. I'd sent you. I think I was working on Friday or Saturday night. I was trying to figure it out.
The project turn-in says you will be expected to turn in the following 3 documents this week: application design document, milestone 1 document, milestone 2 document.
Okay.
So you were supposed to turn in 3 documents. Those 3.
Right.
And you only turned in the design document and milestone 1 document. You didn't turn
right.
in
And I'm sorry, and it was probably just for me not reading or whatever, but I'd never seen a milestone 2, so I was supposed to take the milestone 1 and just like make a duplicate and turn it into 2. Is that correct?
Well, there was a template for a milestone document. They're both going to use the same template. It's just that the first one, milestone 1, is going to be filled in with the features for the first milestone, and milestone 2 document should be filled in with the features you plan to implement for the second milestone.
Okay. Now I understand it. See, that's why I was asking you when I'd sent. Oh shoot! Can you still see my screen or no?
No, I'm just seeing your picture.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. That's where it got me messed up. Then I'm sorry.
You must read the instructions carefully.
I know it, and that's why I say it's very tough. I mean, I know I'm not trying to make excuses for myself or anything. My job that I'm in is very demanding, and that's why I say I needed the extra time. I've been working 50 hours a week. It's really been taking like a toll on me. And I don't mean to use that as an excuse or whatever. I know there's a lot of students that have jobs and do it, but I also know there's a lot of students out there that don't have no jobs or whatever, and they got all day to work on this and can't get it done. But can you see this right here, this screen?
Yes.
Okay. This was my actual design document. This is where I think I got messed up on. I know that you said I didn't have. See, that's where I messed out on the application title. I probably should have put that in there. I messed up on that. I think for the application layout, the title here, I probably should put it in there in my logo. But that's my main UI. And then this is where I messed up again. I should have had another. I think what I wanted to implement into it was another screen for being an actual additional information. And then you suggested that's too easy. And I know I needed to go through. I was kind of rushing on this. My chart needed to be a little bit more complete and a little more foretelling and telling what's more going on. And then you said something about a calculator. That's good. That's what I really want to do too. I want to implement into all that. But what I want to know is what do I need to do now for this second week? Now, my application design, I guess, is good. And if I screen share this other one, we can see it again. Damn, on the computer, so.
I think I told you some things that needed to be added to the design document, right? You just mentioned some of them.
Right, and then
you're going to be adding that additional feature of the calculator, right? So you're going to have to add screens for that.
Right, but what's messing me up is these milestones, because that's what I got Doc 15.
The milestones are easy. All you have to do is take the feature list from the design document and copy which ones of them you're going to have done for the first week into the first milestone document, and copy the ones that you're going to have done for the second week into the second milestone document. And then there's a little blurb at the top that says, I'm going to do, such and such.
Okay.
Here's the features, and that's pretty much all there is to it.
Okay. I just got misunderstood because all I seen was the downloads for it was the milestone, which was one of them. and I didn't know I was like supposed to make 2, but it kept saying milestone 1, milestone 2, but I only see examples for 1 milestone, not 2 milestones. So
Yeah, you need to turn in
milestone 1,
milestone
milestone 2,
2. I
and then
think
the
you've already turned in milestone 1, right?
right.
Say that there was anything. I didn't really. Milestone 1 was not as detailed as I would have liked, but since you apparently have already pretty much done milestone 1, what you planned to do for milestone 1, you've already pretty much finished, right?
Right.
Okay, so I didn't really ask you to do that again because I figured, you've already implemented it, so what's the point in
Right.
going back and doing anything real specific on there? But yeah, you need to turn in a milestone 2 doc for me and get that, and I need that and the design document turned in again before your first milestone is due so that I can approve those.
Okay, so you need, basically what you're saying for this week, what you're going to need is milestone 2 and the design document saying what's going to be going on in milestone 1. Is that correct?
The design document should explain what the whole program is going to look like.
I understand that, yes. And
Okay.
the milestones are...
I need a milestone 2 document that says which features are going to be done for the second milestone, which is week after this one.
Okay.
Now I also need to see that then I will also need this for this week, a copy of your project that shows me that you have indeed done the features that you said you were going to do for milestone 1.
So meaning the code, right? I mean, that can be...
The project, including the code, yeah.
Right. Now, that don't have to be all dynamic. It can all be static for this week or not. I mean...
Is that what you said you were going to do in your milestone 1 doc? It needs to do whatever you said you were going to do in your milestone 1 doc. If you didn't explain what you were going to do in your milestone 1 doc, then you need to do that over too.
Okay. Yeah, because right now all of it's static. It's not, I mean, it's not dynamic information because I don't...
Is that what your milestone 1 doc says?
Well, I have to go back and look over it. It's like I said, this is a little confusing to me. I'm trying to...
If your data is going to be static in the first milestone, then your milestone 1 document needs to say that. It needs to say what the features are and what's going to work, what's not going to work for that milestone. And that's what you get graded against. I grade it to see if you did what you said you were going to do.
Okay.
And if you find that you're not going to be able to do what you said you're going to do, then you need to let me know, like 24 hours in advance. You need to change your milestone document to reflect what you're actually going to be able to get done.
Right.
I need to approve it before you turn it in, because whatever's the last approved document is what you're going to get graded against to see whether you actually did what you said you were going to do in your milestone document.
Right.
Okay, so you're going to turn in the documents, but you're also going to turn in the first milestone. So the first run of the project, which should do whatever you said that it was going to do for milestone 1 in your milestone doc.
And milestone 2 is going to say what is going to be what I want it to do down the road, right?
Your milestone 2 doc is going to say what you plan to have it do. Yes, for that week, for that milestone, which would be the week after this. And then you'll be graded yes to see if your project does do what you said it would do.
See, it's all, and I read the directions, and they're all stated perfectly, and you all are great instructors. It's just that the hours that I've been working, my brain is like mush. Because I've been putting trannies and motors in and timing belts, and then I have to change my whole point of view when I get home from work after I shower and eat. Then I have to change it all, forget about motors and trannies and timing belts, and let's go into milestones and coding and Objective-C. Like I said, I'm not trying to make excuses.
Different mindset.
That's exactly right. I have to change my mindset differently, and it's not. It's easier to do when you're 20 years old. It's not so easy to do when you're 45.
Well, I've got more than a decade on you, so I can understand
I
that.
understand that, but I understand also but you're not an auto mechanic working 45 hours a week, and then you're
I
coming
can
to this
fix a
class
car
either.
to save my life. So.
Right. But I'm like I said, I'm not trying to make any excuses. I'm just trying to I just want to understand this so that I just want to better myself and get on down. I don't want to turn any more wrenches anymore, basically. I don't want to work on cars. I'm tired of work. I've worked on cars for 25 years. I'm done working on cars. I want to sit in an office, and I want to make apps. I want to turn the world around. I want to do something. And I'm sorry if I got it figured out now, I think, pretty much so.
Okay, so the milestone documents just say what you're going to have done for that milestone. So then when that milestone actually comes around, that's how you get graded. Does your project do what you said in the milestone document that it would do at that point?
I see.
Okay? So does milestone 1 do at milestone 1, which is what, Thursday?
Yeah, I believe, Thursday.
Yeah, okay. You turn that in on Thursday, you turn in the project, and you turn in, well, you've already, by that time, you should have already turned in to me your updated milestone doc and your updated design doc, right?
Right.
Okay? And I've approved them, let's say. I haven't yet, but I understand. Assume that I have approved them by this time.
Right, I understand.
Whatever your milestone 1 doc says that you were going to do, I look to see if the project actually does that. Okay? Now, okay. Thursday of next week, I look and I see, does your second milestone, does your project do what you said it would do by the second milestone? So does it do what it said it would do in the milestone 2 doc? All right? And, in between, if you decide that, oh, gee, my milestone 2 doc wasn't very accurate, then you can change it and, get me to okay a change.
Okay.
So by the time you actually turn it in, it should match whatever I last approved.
I see.
If it doesn't, then you'll get graded down.
Milestone 1 and 2 just kind of messed me up. There's just this quick question, whether it be stupid or not. I know there's never any stupid questions asked, but am I the only one that's asked and had a problem with getting milestone 1 and milestone 2? It's like, what are you asking for, or what's to be expected on that?
One other person was asking for a clarification on that, I think.
I was just wondering, because I know there is no stupid questions to be asked. I mean, if the stupid, the one you don't ask is, that's, Yeah,
I was not grading the milestone documents nearly as strictly as I was the design document.
Right. Yeah. I figured that. And I could have had that a little bit more detailed, and that's what I was looking at.
A lot more detailed. We want lots of detail on that.
I know, and I'm going to get it in there, but it's like, man, I got docked them 15 points for not having that milestone 2, and I'm like, man, and then.
Well, look at the rubric. That's what the rubric.
I know it, and I understand that.
Another reason why you really should have known that they were both required, because they're both in the rubric.
Right. And I looked at that too, and I just didn't know how to do it, because I'd seen, well, there's an example of milestone 1 and an example document of the design document, and I thought, well, where's this milestone 2, or where's it come into play? Well, I'm gonna go back and read over all of it, and I'll be cool with it, all of it, and I appreciate the extra day you give me. Damn.
If you do a really detailed, really good job, then I might give you some of your points back.
Okay.
I was saying a little earlier.
Well, I know. And Patricia, trust me, you're a great instructor, because I've had you before, and I appreciate everything you've done, because you've always taught great, and you've always gave detailed instructions, and you've always gave me a lot of help, in the past in AOC 1 and 2. or actually AOC 2. I think AOC 1 was that other girl. She done took off. I can't remember her name now, but
Alexia?
that's it, Alexia. Yeah, that didn't care if a catastrophic event happened or whatever. Getting docked, whether you turn.
Yeah, but she'd let you, turn it in again and get some of the points back, right?
She did. She did. You. That's why I say, Alexa. I mean, she was
Stricter
good.
in some ways and less strict in others. So we're all
Right. You and Wendy and I love you guys are good instructors and I appreciate that. I mean that's what it's all about, and that's why I'm here tonight. To ask questions so I can get information, so I can get on the right track. And it looks like just me and you now. Somebody else took off. So however many people we got in this class, I was in the first hangout, and I'm in the second one. I just want to get it right. I just want to learn this stuff. I don't mean to wasting your time or whatever. I want to learn it. I want to know it. But you did explain it very well, so now I know what's to be expected now and what to do. So
okay, great.
that's great. And did you have any other information to add or whatever for the second project, or not really?
Not really. So if you don't have any more questions, I guess we can call it a night.
Okay. Well, again, Patricia, I thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I can't believe nobody else showed up. I don't know what's going on, but it's always better to if it's always better to ask questions. You know what I mean? Like I did. I got tons more, but if I got them, and I always remember you saying you're a night owl sometimes, so
yeah.
I may hit you up on an iMessage or something or whatever if I need help or something. Or
okay. Yeah. Some people communicate more through messages or through emails or whatever, so instead of coming to Hangouts.
Right. Well, I guess that's it. It's almost getting dark out there.
Oh, it's dark here already. Where are you?
Well, I'm not too far away. I'm in Ocala, and you're in Orlando, so hey, but it's been hot. I know that.
Oh, yeah. It was hot today.
Now that sky looks pretty wild looking actually, but
I thought it would start raining, but it hasn't yet.
Yeah, I actually looked on the radar before I left work. My boss is like, "Man, we're supposed to expect it to get a hailstorm and like 45-mile-an-hour winds." I'm like, "What?" And I looked at the radar, and there's a big one coming, but it must have missed us because we ain't got no rain yet. But that sky sure looks weird out there right now.
I thought I heard some thunder earlier, but I don't hear it now.
It's a great state of Florida. Gotta love it. But anyway.
My daughter lives in California now, and she said they don't get much in the way of thunderstorms there. That it's really unusual. So she was actually kind of enjoying our.
Right, I bet.
It's kind of cool.
Did you tell her that Florida is like the what do they call it? It's the lightning capital of the world, is what they say.
Yeah, she lived here until she graduated from college, so she knows that, I guess. But
right.
But she's been away from it for a few years, so.
Right. Now in California, it's like she's not used to it now. I bet.
Not used to the heat either. She lives in San Francisco.
Oh wow.
So
wow, Golden Gate Bridge. Wow.
Yeah, she works for Yahoo.
Oh wow, she must be really doing good. So is she going to like what you're teaching us? And is that what she's doing?
She's actually a designer. Her degree was in graphic arts.
Graphic art, yeah.
Graphic arts, and she designs apps.
So I mean, is she like Illustrator or Photoshop? I mean, and then coding too, right? I'm sure.
She doesn't have to do a whole lot of coding. I think she does a little bit with CSS.
Right.
But, she's not the programmer. They have developers to do the coding. So she does the interface design and stuff.
Well, they call that back end or front end or something like that.
Does some of the graphic stuff too because she's got the art background. But she was the only designer actually on mobile email for a while, but now she's working with some other people on it as well.
Wow, that's cool. For Yahoo, huh? Boy, there's got to be some money there. You
Yeah,
better tell her to put her application in for Google. They paying some money too.
yeah, she actually gets paid quite well.
I bet.
She has friends at Google, so she has
I
thought
bet.
about applying over there, but
Sure.
she's in a pretty good position where she is. So
I don't blame her, man. I bet she's doing really well. And like you said, the opportunities are endless, and there's doors open in every corner. And
she was really lucky to fall into this. She never thought that she'd be able to get there, straight out of school, but she did.
right, that's great. That's really great. Well, that's cool. And that's what I want to do. I mean, I don't know. I love Florida. I don't really love Ocala. I'd like to get a little further down south in Florida, maybe around, I don't know, Naples. I always liked Naples, but around the beach or somewhere that's going to have somebody that's going to pay me some decent money as long as I can catch all this stuff and get it right. And
Tampa has a lot of computer, jobs.
right, right. Orlando does too. I've heard Orlando's got quite a few. Jacksonville, Tampa, and some other places. No, I don't like Miami. I don't want to go to no Miami.
I was
No,
going to
I've
say
heard.
Miami, not might. I don't know. It's a big city, but
Right, right. I've just heard a lot of bad things about Miami. I'm like, I don't think I want to go down there. But yeah, I've heard of Tampa and Orlando. Of course, that's where the school's at. And then I don't know. I've heard a lot of different places, Jacksonville, and all around actually the country. I mean, Hawaii. I've heard all places all around the country. Designers or developers needed. Mobile developers needed. So. I don't know. It's like everybody's been telling me, all my instructors is like, man, you're an automobile mechanic, so you could turn this in. This could really be big for you. You could start making some car apps or something. You could, and they're right. And I could if I could put my mind to it. If I could get enough time, where I don't have to be worrying about this and do that or whatever. That's why I'm going to school to try to, better my knowledge and make more money, and not have to worry about things. But it's really hard to do when you work all these hard hours, and.
yeah.
It's like you said, and that's why I tell everybody, change your mindset over, from working on cars. And I got to make sure this customer, is carrying baby seats in their cars and working on their brakes. I got to make sure I put everything back together right. While I'm trying to think about an app to build, in school when I get home. And then it's just really hard. You get home from work, you get cleaned up, and you eat. And then, I just then change the mindset over to, to what we're doing now. So.
Yeah, and this is forget the word they use for it, but the degree, you're going through it faster than you would normally at most schools.
Right.
So it's like concentrated, and that makes it even harder.
Does.
I don't know how you guys pull it off, actually.
Well, I mean,
working more than 40 hours a week and trying to do this at the same time.
Right, and it's not only that. It's like I know your instructors are there, and like I said, you all are great. But it's hard. It's like we're not in a classroom where we're actually doing book work or we're on our computers doing something. I can actually sit there and see you eye to eye. I mean, I know we're seeing eye to eye now, but actually talk to you and ask a question, while we're in the classroom. I mean, I think it makes it a lot harder to do this stuff online. I mean, I think it takes a little bit more dedication to it to actually complete it, to do it.
I have a student that was in one of my other classes last term, and he said he started out online and then he switched over to
campus.
And he said he found it much easier to be on campus because you have somebody, like you said, right there to help you. You run into trouble, you don't have to bang your head against the wall for 24 hours till your instructor reads your message and gets back to you.
Gets back to you.
They're right there to help you. Or in the lab, you have the lab assistant that will help you. So they kind of breeze right through it, I think, because anytime they run into any trouble, they just ask the guy next to them or the woman next to them. So.
And like I said, I was always brought up right. I don't want any forgiveness for nobody. I don't want no pity party or nothing. I'm a grown man. I was growing up in a family. You take care of business, you do business, whatever, and start what you finish. And that's what I do. I'll never give up for nothing. And I have a lot of questions, and like I said, I don't think there are any stupid questions. They always say there ain't no stupid questions, but I get a little mixed up, and I don't quite understand it. I think the biggest part of it is, like I said, my mindset's not changed over. I'm still thinking about timing belts or brakes that I just put on this customer's car, and I just got out of the shower and I just got eating some macaroni and cheese, and now I'm on here. But like I said, you guys are all, since I've been in school since 2000, you guys have all been really great, and I appreciate all that. And that's it, man. That's why I say I'm sticking with it. I'm not giving up for nothing, and I'm gonna do my best, and that's all I can do is just do my best.
Well, I've always told my daughter that that's the answer to life, the universe, and everything is persistence.
That's right. You're actually right. Persistence is right. Be persistent. I mean, whether you're following a job or you're trying to get through school or you're doing anything, be persistent on it. Keep at it. Keep at it. Don't give up. Don't stop. Don't quit. I'm no quitter. I can tell you that. And especially now, because I've already been told in schools that you no longer you have a zero balance at the school. So I'm all paid off with the school, so now I just owe the government.
Ah, I see.
Oh, I can't quit at this point. Quitting is not an option. I don't care how much, excuse me if my language, hell that you can put me through, I'm not going to give up. I got to go through with it. So. But like I said, yeah, I've been through it. I don't even know if I've met any instructor that I really don't like. I mean, all you instructors has been great. And I've had a lot of good, talks actually with you, this one, and Wendy. I've had a lot of good talks. Wendy's a great instructor. Alexia, she was good. I don't know, that one guy, I can't even think of his name. He taught that when you first got into it. Dang it, I can't remember. See, that stinks too, because I can't remember half the instructors, but everybody has been really super nice at Full Sail, and I really appreciate that, and that's great. But I think it is better to, be like you said, you be in a classroom or something, like in the labs or something where you can actually ask somebody right there, and they're right there, where you can ask. And
but this is, you can fill it, you can get it to fit your schedule, and you probably
Right.
don't live close enough to come into campus, and it allows you to go ahead and do the degree in your own terms. So
Right.
they both
It's all
positive.
right. It's all what you put into it too, and all what you want to get out of it. You only get out of it what you put into it. So.
Yeah, that's always seems to be the case, doesn't it?
And my father always told me that you only get out of a life of what you put into it. So I mean, and I'm the youngest of the
That
family.
always kind of bothered me.
Right.
It's kind of like,
Right. Yeah, right. I hear you. But I mean, it's actually truth. I mean, if you think about it, you only get out of it what you put into it. It's like, man, I didn't put that much into it. Well, that's what you got out of it. Not that much.
I don't know. There seem to be a few people who manage to get a lot more out of it than they put into it.
Right.
I
Well.
don't seem to be one of them.
Right. Okay. Well, see, I'm not. I've only, yeah. I'm not. Now, if it's got to do with cars, it's another situation. I just never was. I don't know. I was always computer geek or whatever. I can take this Mac apart. I've already had this Mac tore apart. I've already put a mouse in it. I've already replaced the broken screen when I dropped it, and they wasn't going to fix it. So I had to put a new screen in it. I put a new mouse on it, and I've actually added memory into it and stuff. And when I got inside of there, baby, they said, "Man, you taking these screws out, your warranty's done." And that's taking the because you got to take the battery out, put this mouse in, because it cracked my mouse too. But I'm like, I don't care anyway. The warranty's about to be done anyway. But this Mac runs great now, so I got a brand new screen, brand new mouse, and I can do stuff like that, put timing belts in cars. I don't care about stuff like that. I mean, I can fix that. I can make a living. I can make money doing that. I want to make apps. I want to learn this language, and I want to go on. So, and there's nothing that's going to stop me. I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to ask questions. I don't care how, whatever you call them stupid. I don't care. I just ask them questions I need to know. So one day down the road, I'll be like, that was a stupid question that I asked, but hey.
No stupid questions.
I was going to say the one you don't ask is the stupid one. So I don't know. But Patricia, I really appreciate your time. And I'm going to see what I can get done with these milestones, and then I'm going to see if I can get your approval on it.
All right.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay. Thank you, Patricia, very much.
You're welcome.
Have a
Call
good
it
evening.
night?
Yep.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Have a good evening.
You too.
Thank you.